Hi, you guys. Welcome back. My name is Carrie Penny. I am the Happy Crafty Homemaker, and today we're going to be unboxing our third month with Yarn Yay. So, before we get on with this, grab my water here. I do want to apologize. So, nothing about with how I've done this box, or not with how I've done this box, but when I chose to do this box is really lined up to give you guys an idea of what this box is actually like, apparently. I knew coming in, like, this was supposed to be like tastings of yarn, and we'd get like 100 grams of yarn, but it would be like in, unicorn tails and little minis and stuff like that. But that's not been the case for the 3 months I did. So I kind of want to say that straight out of the gate. This month's box is the 3-year anniversary box. It's very similar to the first 2 boxes, and that's not normal. And now the next 3 months, well, I think, yeah, it's June, July, and August are going to be wool-free, whatever. So I don't know what to say. We might circle back and give this box another go at another point and see if we can get maybe a more normalized idea. I don't know if they're changing over to the content we've been getting for the last 3 months, but all 3 months I got it have been very similar, and it's been sorry about that. We've done 2 full skeins. This time we have 2 half skeins, so I'm not quite sure what's going on. I'm not sure if they're shifting a little bit in what they're designing for or what their design needs are. So yeah, I did just kind of want to throw that out there here as a disclaimer at the beginning before we get into what we got last month versus, everything else. So, going back to box 2, what did we get? In box 2, we got a crochet pattern and a knit pattern for a beret. We got this beautiful Lorna's Lace Honor yarn. Obviously, I have not done anything with my yarn yet. We will come back to that. We got a little trinket macaron case, a little poodle stitch marker, and we got a pair of Eiffel Tower scissors. I did do the pattern, so I did actually 2. If you watch my show and tells, you will have seen I did 2 versions of the knit hat, one in the small, one in the large. This is the small. I stuck that one in my box because this is the one I won't be keeping. But, I mean, it's super cute. It's a nice little pattern. It looks super cute on. I opted for this one to use a yarn that has a very similar drape, even though this is 100% acrylic yarn. This is Premier Bloom. It does have it's an airy, whipped, soft texture, and it has a really nice drape to it. So that's why I chose this yarn. I did also do the crochet hat. Now, this was using Lion Brand Woolly's DK. This is a little bit huskier and chunkier, thicker, denser of a yarn than what the Lorna's Laces is. But I still like my finished hat. This one's a little bit harder for me to style because it is a little toothier. But yeah, I really liked both patterns. They worked up really, really easily. They're very similar. The little bit of interest in this is just created using some basic knit and purl stitches there at the bottom and a nice double decrease for the crown. This one just had basic increasing and a ribbed thing. Now, by using the floofier yarn for this one, I could put a palm on this and wear it more like a tam hat versus a beret. Whereas this yarn was very light, like the Lorna's Laces, and just wouldn't hold up to that extra weight in the back of the hat. So that's what we got last month. Set that to the side so we've got less stuff on my wobbly table here. And real quick, I wanted to run down the numbers. So the total value of the box last month was $52.84. The total cost before shipping, I think, was $35. I think it's before shipping. Yeah. After shipping, it's $40. Before shipping, it's $35. So our percent saved last month was $34. We saved 17, or 34%. We saved $17. I like the box. I really enjoyed the box last month. I enjoyed the patterns for last month. While I haven't used the yarn, I am already familiar with Lorna's Laces yarn. It's, even though the original Lorna no longer owns the company, they're still using very high quality yarn bases. I've used it before and after the sale, so it is a brand. I'm very familiar with the quality of their yarn, so I know the quality of that. It's a known entity. It is really high quality. This one was the honor is the 70% baby alpaca, 30% silk, which is a much more expensive yarn. It's not our normal, 100% superwash merino that costs, $20 to $25 a hank for hand-dyed yarn or indie dyed yarns. So it did have a little bit higher of a price point just because of what yarn was chosen for the box last month. I'm sorry, guys. My throat is really, really parched. We are coming to the end of pollen season. I really do think so. I'll have a little bit more moisture moving forward, I hope. But yeah, so I like the box, like the pattern, like the yarn. I will always have mixed feelings on the add-on things. It's one of those, they do have value, but are they necessarily valuable for you or for me? I'm a little torn on it. I'm a little torn, and this month really isn't any better for that part of it. It's we'll get there. So our yarn for this month, month 3, we have 2 yarns. Both are 50 grams. This one is from Woolen Women Fibers, the Real Teal, and I'm in love with this month's yarn. The yarn, once again, visually is just spectacular. This is a DK weight, 100% Peruvian Highland wool, 123 yards, 50 grams. It is va-va-voom spectacular. This may be the only month I buy extra yarn because this is the other one. And this is a Sweet Georgia yarn. This is the Superwash DK. It says 57 yards or 57 grams. Words. 128 yards. So, yeah, this is something I would totally wear up around my face. Totally my colors. It does fit with the branding of the company. So I thought that was cute for the 3-year anniversary deal. The tissue paper was also, it's been different every month. We had a marble one. I think that was theirs. A striped one. And now we have a like confetti colored one. I save the tissue paper for most of the boxes I receive for scrapbooking and other crafting projects. We got a tassel maker. And I've made it very clear. We've gotten palm makers, tassel makers, gauges. I've made myself very clear how I feel about these things. They are just way overpriced for what they are. We did get a sticker. I'm not counting that as value. Not the pattern book off my thing. And we also got a washable paper bag. Now, these are stupid expensive. I found 3 of them in this size, and they're all $20. These are stupid expensive. I've never purchased the washable paper before. I don't know how much this actually costs, but you can manipulate this. A lot of people will roll down the brim and set it out for decor. The only difference between this and the one I found on Amazon is I believe the height dimension on this one's a little bit shorter. But for this size, which is approximately 7x2 or 6x2 deep, I mean, it's a nice size. It's not a small thing. I just think they're way overpriced, and it's at least this one doesn't have like marketing branding on it. It's just plain, but it's kind of in the same vein of that Tyvek bag we got in month 1. I mean, it's fine, but that's something I would expect to get for free. This isn't something I would expect to get for free, but it's way overpriced. Like, Not just like on there, like I didn't go through the Vicky Howell video on like value or where things came from or anything. So I don't know what the seller for this one actually sells it for. If I remember to check that before I upload this video, I will have it here on the screen somewhere, but I guess here on the screen somewhere. But I did go looking for these. I've seen these a couple of times and just, they're cute, but stupid expensive. Stupid expensive. I know there's labor involved in making things like that, but I really can't help but to think that that fabric is not more than $7.99 a yard. And this month, the pattern is actually, all three patterns are right here on the front. It's these little zipper bags. I will not be using this yarn to make a zipper bag. I have not seen the email where they give other pattern suggestions for the yarn. I really hate not using the yarn or doing more with it, but I'm not going to use the bag. Number one, I have more than enough Notion pouches sitting around and makeup bags and everything else. I get Ipsy. I get one every month. I've got too many as it is, but I'm not using what for me is a spectacular yarn to wear around my face straight out of the gate that I paid $30 for in a zipper pouch. So I might buy an extra skein of both and have 300 grams to work with. I might just work with what I have in the 100 grams and maybe do another kind of infinity scarf, or I mean, even a hat would be better with this. I mean, they're not, it's not like getting cashmere or alpaca silk or something like that. These are wool yarns. I just can't do a bag out of these. So we will come up with something else. I will instead, like last month, I used different yarns to make the hat. I will come up with a different pattern to use the yarn for. It's too nice for that. So we've kind of hit on the, oh yeah, by the way, the pattern this month is Tunisian crochet and knit. So there's 3 patterns, 3 versions of the bag you can make, which also represents the size difference. We have Tunisian, I think that's knit, and that's crochet. And I mean, it's a super cute little book and everything. Actually, before let's see, there's a larger bag. Anyline did the tassel maker. The Yarnier bag, caddy bag, says it's a Yarnier bag. Yeah, so yeah. I'm very excited about the yarn. I'm, believe it or not, glad to have one of these, but in calculating value, I kind of feel like a putz, because I do know what they cost to buy because I've looked at them. I did find one for $15. Like $20 just seems to be the going rate. The one I found for $15 is on sale. So the yarn, the Sweet Georgia yarn is $3 or $13.50 worth. This is $13 worth of the Woolen Woman fibers. The tassel maker's $10. The paper bag's $19. The patterns were for the crochet $250, knit $315, Tunisian $178. I did my normal thing where I average paid for patterns of similar style and compile an average price. So this actually came out to like a $62.93 value. In no way, shape, or form, when I say that this is the retail value for what these boxes are, does that mean that's what I would actually pay for these? I would maybe pay up to $10 for something like this if I was feeling really like I just have to have it. The tassel maker I would have purchased on sale somewhere. I think Michael's has one clearance right now for $5. It's the Clover Tassel Maker in large. The yarn is the value of the yarn. That is what that is. And those aren't really patterns I would have personally paid for. So the retail value may be $62. What Carrie would have paid for it's probably closer to $30 total. If I was feeling like spending that kind of money on stuff. So it's kind of how I feel about the first month. I'm really excited about the yarn. And have hyper mixed feelings on the add-on items, the mix-in items, the fluff items, the filler items. The pattern, like, I'm fine getting a zipper bag pattern. Like, just because I'm not going to do it, I'm fine getting the pattern. It's just not what I'm going to do with the yarn. But it's fine to have, and I'm not going to slam them for doing something a little bit different and doing an Oceans pouch for this month's kit. I would rather see different projects, like we've done a hat, a scarf, and now a Notions pouch. I would rather see different kinds of projects throughout the year with the box instead of seeing the exact same, like 4 kinds of things over and over again. As much as I love making shawls, even I get tired of seeing shawl patterns as being the pattern for that month over and over and over again. So sorry, that's Pippin. Can you please stop clawing my table? I think he wants attention and affections. So, cost is $35 before shipping. Percent saved is 44% this month. Hello. Yes, affections and attentions is what he wants. So, our total saved was $27.93. I don't mean to make this sound like I hate a box when I say certain things about it, or I'm angry or not angry about something. This is one where I get what the attempt is to do. I get what they're trying to do. They do have a business philanthropy program with working with women-owned businesses. So, they're working with also small businesses specifically. They're not working with, big, massive retailers and things like that. I'm not angry at what we've gotten at anything, and I'm not even mad at this month necessarily. But when you include high dollar items and expensive add-on things that... I'm sorry, my phone just gave me weird messages. When you start including things like that are expensive add-ons to fluff the box, I don't know. I just feel weird about it. And I hate getting things like the Tassel Maker. And it's like the keychain we got in month 1. I will harp and harp and harp on how much I hate how much those cost, because it doesn't make sense how much those kinds of things cost. The ones I was pulling up, the Tassel Makers I was pulling up that are $10, they're in the similar vein where it's just a hunk of plastic that you wrap things around. It's not even like the Clover Pom-Pom Maker where you have these arms that swivel in and out and everything else. There's moving pieces and parts to it. It's something I just don't understand the cost for, because it's not... They're not expensive to make. And they're not unique ideas. These are things that exist out there. In theory, I could cut a piece of cardboard, make a tassel maker. So I have a hard time with them. I really do. But at the end of the day, the yarn is worth $26.50. And the cost of the box is $35. So at the end of the day, like I did with last month's box where I'm trying to judge the price, I do love the yarn. And I'm considering buying another hank of each one. So let's be real, I would pay that for the yarn. Would I pay an extra $10 for the Tassel Maker, the bag, and the patterns combined? If somebody said, hey, we're here at this convention, and for $10 you can get this with the tassel maker and the patterns. Oh yeah, I forgot. There is the sticker too. Would you support our business and pay $10 for this? I could probably easily be suckered into that. I mean, like I said, this is something that's kind of been on my, I'm not going out of my way to buy it, but if I see one for cheap, I'd grab it. So, I mean, that's one item that I already knew existed that I liked, that I wanted. So probably I'd pay $10 for the rest of this. Would I go out of my way to buy each of these pieces individually for $10? That's the only one I would have bought. I have a hard time with the add-on things. I know a lot of you guys do too. So I don't feel overly guilty kind of harping on how I feel about it. But at the same time, like, know what you're getting into when you get into a subscription box. Like, I mean, I'm not mad at the value, because like I said, I would easily pay $26.50 for the yarn I got. I mean, if that were a pair to make like a cowl with that I saw at my LYS, I'd probably buy it. So the first $26 being allocated in that yarn, I don't have a problem with. The other $10, when I look at what we got, am I really mad I spent $10 on that? And I'm not mad that I spent $10 on that. It's basically getting the bag for 50% off from what I can find on Amazon and getting everything else for free. So, but it does kind of still leave you with that taste in your mouth where you just don't quite know how to feel about something because it's just not quite. I mean, I like it. I know it sounds really negative. I know I sound negative about it, but it is one of the drawbacks to these kinds of boxes. So yes, we saved 44%. Yes, we saved $27. Yes, I would have paid $27 for the yarn. I'm okay with everything else. I'm okay with the rest of it. I'm not going to slam them for that. And once again, with the tassel maker thing, like, it sucks that those things cost as much as they do because they're not items that are expensive to produce and they're not a unique idea. So it's not like you're paying for somebody's creative brain to come up with those things. Those have existed for ages now. And it's one of those I have to accept. It kind of is what it is. It's one of those it is what it is situations where people charge this for this, and that's just the price, and I've got to get over it or something. I don't know. But that is what we got in month 3. I can say as of right now, like cash value versus retail, like paid value versus retail value, I would say we got our value. We got our monies out of this subscription box. I will come back and do a final wrap-up review with all 3 months and discuss all 3 months again. I know I'll feel different when I'm working with the yarn and working with a project. I might see if I can just find something to work with these alone with. But those are, I really love that. I love the barber pole black in there. And the name is the Real Teal. Come on. I love a good pun. What was the name on this one? Aquaversary. So this is a special dyed color, but I've got a couple of Sweet Georgia yarns in my sock yarn collection, I believe. So they do have very similar colors to this, or have had similar colors to this in the past. So I know I'll be excited using these. I'm going to feel all sorts of happy when I'm just talking about the yarn and dealing with the yarn and the projects. It's when I get to the extras that I start having some, yeah. Anyway, you guys, I hope you're having a fantastic and wonderful weekend. This should hopefully be going up on Saturday. I hope you guys take care. I love you, And I will see you guys real soon. Oh, and let me know what you think down below. Am I being like overly weird and hung up on these add-on things and the value for these add-on things? Because I know a lot of you guys keep saying I'm being overly gracious too at the same time. But like I said, I'd pay the money for the yarn, and that's $26.50 of the $35. Is it worth $10 for the rest of it? So give me feedback down below, because I really want to know how you guys feel about these things too. It's not just about me for this. I want shared commentary on these. Other than that, take care, you guys. I love you. And I'll see you guys real soon.